Blake Lively was spotted this weekend in her happy place, which apparently is also when she grabs her co-stars without permission.
And you really went for it, too.
That's always awkward. You're like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Can I grab your nut?
Ryan Reynolds is freaking out again as yet another Blake Lively scandal explodes, this time involving her getting way too handsy with core Henry Golding.
Between the nut grab and the literal product placement of her husband's cheat on this thing, it's all so ridiculous.
From emotional affairs to physical grabs, Blake stays messy. Honestly, with Ryan's own shady behavior, these two disasters absolutely deserve each other.
She just can't help herself. And to see that she's willing to do that, she'll grab him.
Let's talk about the Henry Golding situation, because when Blake Lively isn't busy accusing men of misconduct, she's literally out here bragging on tape about grabbing her co-stars nuts. No, I'm not making that up. In the simple favor director's commentary, Blake casually, like it's no big deal, explains how she grabbed Henry Golding's nuts really hard, real classy.
Right. Wait, so am I blaming my husband for am I saying he killed her?
This is one of my favorite additions that you came up with. I think it's nuts. And you really went for it, too.
That's always awkward. You're like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Can I grab your nut?
The commentary is just so uncomfortable. It's like watching HR violations in real time. No intimacy coordinator, no professional boundaries, just Blake openly laughing about groping her core, and the best part, Henry Golding's face says it all. He's clearly awkward, clearly not thrilled, and clearly just trying to make it through the moment without starting a PR war.
Really hard.
But really hard?
It's not because I want to, because I feel like she would.
Remember, we kept going like, can you...
Not because I want to, because she would. I'm just gonna grab your nuts really hard, okay?
Because let's be honest, if the roles were reversed and a male actor was joking about grabbing a woman like that, his career would be over faster than you can say canceled, but not Blake. No, she gets to laugh it off, plug her husband's aviation gin mid-commentary, and keep riding that fake feminist wave. Her idea of empowerment apparently includes assault ing co-stars and turning serious boundary crossing into a punchline.
I kept going, can you do it harder?
Yeah, and that was my tip of the hat to Baby Jane Hudson.
Yes.
When she's spinning on the beach at the end.
Oh, it's so great. Then we do ADR'd a little extra, like, the little laughs and stuff. It's fantastic.
While all of that was happening, this same woman had the nerve, the actual nerve, to turn around and accuse Justin Baldoni of inappropriate behavior. Girl, sit down. This is where the hypocrisy gets offensive, because when Blake's doing the grabbing, it's quirky and funny, but when a man who she invited into her penthouse, by the way, makes a comment about herself, Tanner, suddenly he's the devil. This isn't justice, is
Aviation American gin again?
Wow.
Shameless.
Truly shameless. Truly shameless.
Oh my God.
This isn't trauma, this is weaponizing your gender and playing the victim when it suits your PR agenda. The resurfaced Golden clip didn't just age badly, it torched Blake's entire credibility.
I want dividends.
Yeah, I don't think he's kidding. He deserves dividends, and Henry Golding's face says it all. Between the nut grab and the literal product placement of her husband's cheat on this thing, it's all so ridiculous.
But hey, speaking of things aging badly, let's rewind to 2015. Yes, the same Blake Lively who filed legal documents claiming she's too traumatized to leave her house once thought it was a great idea to sell Black History-themed blueberry muffin kits for the low price of a $68. You too could experience Blake's romanticized version of slavery-era Southern blues, complete with syrupy nostalgia and pastel fonts, because nothing says celebrating Black history like baked goods and sheeps.
The irony of all this is so strange, given that, she's the one who made the weird Black History slavery muffins for $168 back in 2015. She's also the one who made the boob cake She is a very inappropriate baker.
And I wish that was the only baking crime she committed, but no, she also thought it was cute to bake a boob cake for her 1-year-old daughter.
Yes, she also made a boob cake for her 1-year-old, because what else do they want but a boob cake? He can't declare what he wants, so boobs. Haha. All of this, again, so inappropriate given what she's alleging in her complaints.
Who, by the way, can't even talk yet, let alone request a boob shaped dessert, but hey, who cares about age-appropriate boundaries when you're farming Instagram likes?
Food is probably the most central part of my life, Lively previously told Vogue. Food and family, but those are completely intertwined because food was so important to me growing up since my mom is an amazing cook.
Fast forward to March 30th and Blake is smiling for cameras inside a Connecticut bakery, calling it her happy place. Oh, you mean the bakery she randomly walked into for a full PR shoot that one she's literally out there in full glam, fake laughing with bakers while her legal documents claim she can't even get out of bed due to trauma.
She actually surprised people just at a random bakery. When she went behind the counter at a Connecticut donut shop, she was really in a happy mood. The actress made a stop at the pastry stop on March 30th amidst her ongoing battle. Now, it's just really weird about this.
Blake, sweetie, pick a story and stick with it. You can't say you're battling grief, fear, and anxiety 1 week and then be out there posing like Betty Crocker the next. This isn't just Tony, it's calculated. It's the act of someone who wants to be seen as a victim only when it benefits them. She flips the switch, depending on who's holding the camera. That happy place footage doesn't show a woman grappling with trauma.
Baking with genius good friends and their kitchen mixer the size of a car. This is what my happy place. She plays like the Yoshi Super Mario World theme.
It shows a woman rehearsing her next brand deal. Her pain monetized her suffering. Market tested, and that lawsuit just another tool to keep the narrative under her control. Also, Blake Lively allegedly catching feelings for her. It ends with Us co-star Justin Baldoni. Now this wasn't just some oopsie moment of method acting gone too far.
Is Blake Lively has nothing to do with what is happening. Her husband has come undone. Blake Lively developed some feelings for Justin Baldoni.
No, Blake apparently dove head first into Emot affair territory. According to insiders, this woman was laughing until she cried on set with Baldoni. You know, that kind of laugh that's a little too flirty, a little too intimate, and a whole lot of oh.
While she's fought to maintain her personal life, business interests behind closed doors, she has suffered from grief, fear, trauma, and extreme anxiety. She's also been experiencing repeated painful symptoms. Anyway, I don't want to say she's not suffering. Whatever. The reality is, this doesn't help your case.
And it didn't stop there. She invited Baldoni, a married man, himself's boss, to her penthouse, and not just for a cup of tea. No, she was literally holding her infant child while cozying up to him. Like, what? Who does that? Imagine the audacity. She's married, he's married, and there's a baby present. Like, this is a wholesome get together, but sure, let's still play the poor Blake victim card.
He says, like, this whole idea is like a sexual harassment. She invited him to her penthouse and like he was holding her baby. Like, the guy that sexually you're not having him to your house and letting him hold your kid.
Oh, and if anyone's thinking this was some wild gossip made up by the internet, nope, it was all addressed in the documentary He Said, She Said, where journalist Mia Shaker basically confirmed the whole emotional bond between Blake and Baldoni.
You're giving victims such a bad name in this, and it's so frustrating. And I know I'm not alone in this, so I'm glad you're all here, but the hypocrisy of all this stuff just keeps coming. The fact that now she's happy, everything's good.
Not only that, but when Blake tried to hit him with a sexual harassment accusation, that happened, Baldoni clapped back hard. He filed a civil extortion and defamation lawsuit implying that her claims were less about truth and more about revenge. Apparently, they had creative disagreement during filming, and Blake, being the queen of overreactions, decided to torch his career instead.
Given all the things that she's out there saying, he said I smelled good and called me sexy. I'm sorry, you look really bad. This looks really bad. Why did you do all this?
Also, should we be shocked this isn't Blake's first rodeo when it comes to catching feelings for co-stars? Go back to Penn Badgley during Gossip Girl, then Ben Affleck in The Town There's a PT. Here Blake gets cast Sparks Fly, and suddenly it's all deep connection this. And he just gets me that girl, maybe the issue isn't the co-stars, maybe it's you.
Has happened to her. She has, been in love with Penn Badgley from, Gossip Girl, then she got with Ryan Reynolds.
Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds, poor Deadpool himself, reportedly went nuclear when he found out, according to people close to the chaos. He said he'd burn down his entire house and her career. I mean, that's not a meltdown, that's a total system failure.
He's basically saying, I will burn down my entire house. I will burn down your career.
But can you blame the guy? His whole brand is loving husband, perfect dad, internet's favorite Canadian, and here comes Blake bulldozing through all that PR with her penthouse playdates and crocodile tears.
And the fact that Ryan is now trying to get a gag order as opposed to ending the lawsuit.
But let's not act like Ryan's handling it all with maturity either. According to Candace Owens, he's less hurt husband and more control freak. He didn't just freak out, he went full dictator mode. Apparently he started pushing for a gag order to silence the drama, not to heal the family, not to protect anyone, just to make sure no one ruins the Gloss Reynolds brand.
The way this lawsuit describes is like they were riding into the night together. She was like laughing until she was crying. And again, he's got this on camera. The way that he just dropped that scene on camera. So Ryan knows that
He allegedly became the engine behind the lawsuit, not out of some noble desire for justice, but as a way to punish Blake, not fix their marriage, not protect their kids, no, just inflict pain because his perfect in Instagram life was cracking. This isn't love, this is image control on steroids.
This is like litigation abuse. He is trying to inflict pain. Again, this is my perspective, pain and punishment, because he has come undone, realizing that she had some sort of like an emotional affair with Justin Baldoni.
And then there's the media manipulation, because of course there is. Ryan's team supposedly fast-tracked a hit piece on Baldoni in the New York Times. Yep, the actual New York, but didn't even give Baldoni time to submit his video evidence. Professional journalism, right? They rushed it like it was breaking news that a Kardashian changed her nail color. All this just to paint Baldoni as the villain and Blake as the traumatized starlet, please.
And she could do that to her male co-stars, but then when Justin clearly responds to her self-tanner, which then she tries to maliciously label as something else, he's a predator, but actually a sexual predator, whatever. The reality is, this doesn't help your case. This coupled with the premiere at South by Southwest, this coupled with Saturday Night Live 50, this coupled with you still being employed with the Penguin documentary that you're out there hawking.
And Blake, let's talk about that hypocrisy for a second. This is the same woman crying in court documents about how traumatized she is, can't leave the house, can't get out of bed, fighting off fear and anxiety every single day. Yet somehow she finds the strength to show up at Bakery's gig with co-stars and grab dudes' junk on commentary tracks like she's starring in her own SNL skit. Girl, pick a lane. Are you a fragile victim of emotional collapse, or are you the PR hungry pastry queen who can't keep her hands to herself?
And you really went for it, too.
That's always awkward. And you're like, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Can I grab your nuts? Like, really hard?
But really hard?
Not because I want to, because I feel like she would.
Remember, we kept going like, can you...
Not because I want to, because she would. I'm just gonna grab your nuts really hard, okay?
Honestly, this entire situation is one big reminder that the Hollywood couples we worship are just messy people with good lighting and better lawyers. Blake lively tried to play both sides, romanticize a real emotional affair while painting herself as a misunderstood victim and Ryan, instead of handling his pain like a grown adult, decided to pull every legal and media lever he could find not to fix his marriage, but to protect his image and torch anyone who got in the way.
Means that he has not yet come to terms with his ego. That's scary. That's narcissism, right? Like that is not a relationship you want to be in, because he's basically saying, I will burn down my entire house.
So let's stop pretending. This is some tragic love story gone wrong. It's a disaster fueled by Blake's ego, Ryan's insecurity, and a mutual obsession with staying famous no matter what it costs. 4 kids, $1 billion brand, and 2 massive egos colliding in the most toxic Hollywood implosion we've seen in a while. And you know what? I'm not even surprised.
What we are observing is essentially a ticking time bomb, a timer on Ryan Reynolds' ego.
Now, let's get into the real roast. Candace Owens, say what you will about her, but in this situation, she did not miss. She went for both Ryan and Blake like a verbal wrecking ball. Owens straight up called Ryan a manipulative narcissist, which, fair, but then she took a sledgehammer to Blake's entire persona. According to Owens, Blake isn't a victim. She's a phony opportunist, the kind of person who pretends to be powerless while pulling the strings behind the curtain.
I will burn down your career, and I will burn down my career, and I will also inflict pain upon our children.
And Owens wasn't just talking. She brought receipts like, how do you claim emotional trauma and harassment, but you're also inviting the so-called harasser into your luxury penthouse, letting him hold your baby? I'm sorry. That's not fear, that's friendship, or more likely something more. And when it all went sideways, instead of owning it, Blake tried to paint herself as the innocent one again.
He can't win it. This is an unwinnable lawsuit. The biggest loser in all this, by the way, is the New York Times. Like, how stupid. I mean, it must have been a phone call. They have to settle this. There's no way that he lost things. Justin Baldoni has real damages.
Owens didn't hold back. She called the lawsuit exactly what it is: revenge, not justice. Blake didn't file because she was unsafe. She filed because she lost control of the narrative, and then Ryan jumped in, not because he wanted to defend her, but because he wanted to burn Baldwin's career to the ground.
To make sure that Justin Baldoni could never work in Hollywood again. That person was Ryan Reynolds, okay?
Owens even compared Blake to Amber Heard 2.0, and honestly, she might be on to something. There's a very specific type of Hollywood narcissist that plays both victim and villain depending on which headline sells better, and Blake is playing that role like it's her Oscar-winning moment. But maybe the most satisfying part, Owens calling her out as a Hollywood bully, because that's exactly what she is. She doesn't just manipulate people up, she targets them. And she expects the media, her fans, and her PR team to clean up the mess every single time she tries to cancel people like Baldoni for daring to push back. She uses lawsuits like leashes, and when things don't go her way, suddenly she's the traumatized mother of 4 just trying to survive.
All these people, they're on set, and their job is to sell that they're falling in love. And a lot of times, as we see with actors and actresses, it actually happens. And there's no question in my mind that Blake Lively caught real feelings for Justin Baldoni.
So let's cut through the bees. Blake Lively isn't some delicate flower caught in a storm of evil men. She's the one swinging the wrecking ball. And while Ryan Reynolds is definitely guilty of using PR as a weapon, Blake is the one who lights the fire and then cries victim when it spreads. The muffin kits the boob cake, the bakery PR stunts the nut grabbing commentary, the lawsuits. It's all one big performance. And I'm sorry, but I'm not applauding.
Yeah, hey, cool. Why is she there? I don't understand it. Honestly, she doesn't seem that happy. I don't know why she's trying to put up a happy face. But she did, and then she, oddly enough, her sister was there too.
Let's get into what might be the most awkward subplot of this entire disaster. The perfect Reynolds lively marriage, the one the media shoved down our throats for over a decade like it was Hollywood's gold standard. Turns out the glitter was spray, painted plastic, and the whole thing might have been a setup from the start. Because here's the tea: insiders like Candace Owens and a whole parade of online sleuths are now asking, was Blake Lively just a beard? Yeah, I said it, a literal beard, as in was Blake cast in the role of doting wife and baby machine just to help Ryan Reynolds maintain his good old boy arrow heartthrob image? Because let's be real, nothing about their public vibe screamed passionate. Always felt like two people reading lines off a cue card. There's more chemistry between Siri and Alexa.
Ryan Reynolds is now abusing his wife. That's scary. That's narcissism.
From awkward red carpet moments to interviews where the jokes felt like passive-aggressive sub tweets, the emotional distance between these two was undeniable. Ryan's love for Blake has always felt choreographed, like a man who's saying the right things at the right time, but only because someone on the PR team has a gun to his head.